in his corner. The single file restarts that we've seen all day will make it a whole lot easier than if it was double file. But there's still 12 very tricky corners in front of him and a bunch of hungry drivers behind him.
Yeah, you mentioned the restart rules and the overtime. And Steve, the other question is Haley and Elliott, do they have enough fuel?
Well, that's going to be very close, right? Because these laps, once we go into overtime, you know, they don't really count towards the distance of the race. So Haley and Elliott, 45 laps on the tank. Now, a bunch of that is yellow. But still, do you get a little stumble? Does it not pick up? That could be an advantage for the 91. It could be a detriment to someone like Larson, right? Does he hit him in the back or does he get by? We've seen some good lap times out of Larson. You wonder if he could clear them quickly. Could he challenge?
All right, DJ, Brad, do you guys think the 91 rises to the occasion?
This is phenomenal. I mean, you guys have documented what you've seen. We haven't seen this before. Somebody come in and be as aggressive and as dominant as what he has been coming up through the pack. That was so impressive getting to the front.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I had the good fortune of having a V8 supercar driver in my car, in Marcus Ambrose, and won some Xfinity races for my race team. So I know how talented these young men are. So we're going to watch a great one here, Rick.
And when the restart happens, overtime rules are they will go 2 laps. If they get back to the white flag without a caution, then the next flag that flies would end the race. And they will go to video to determine who is in front if that comes into question. And you see the city street lights. They are on. And the field making their way down Michigan. And now to Jackson Drive into the restart zone. SVG trying to make history here in Chicago. It's overtime, presented by Credit One Bank. Down into turn 1 they go.
Here they come with less than 2 laps to go. SVG away with the lead by a car length, maybe 2. You got Haley, you got Elliott, and now Kyle Larson's in the mix. They're all stacked up right behind him, but in command and pulling away is Shane Van Gisbergen to turn 3.
And the battle now is for 3rd, 4th, 5th. You see those cars close together. Down into turn 4. No lockups. Everybody getting through here really cleanly in this. Coming to the white flag, the 91 easily out front of the field.
This has been one of the smoothest parts of the racetrack. When he leaves turn 5 and comes down Columbus Drive and sets up for the left-hander into turn 6. He drives it in deep, but he's very smooth. He'll clip that inside, swing it wide, and head downhill to Michigan Avenue.
Steve mentioned it, the advantage of having a single file restart. It allowed a very calm restart. SVG got a great restart, drove away from Haley, and now he just has to focus out front. He's driven far enough away where Haley cannot outbrake him. It is now mistake-free time. Do not get yourself in trouble. Do not overdrive. Just keep pace with the car behind you.
And he hasn't pulled away from Haley yet.
5 back, all clear.
5 back, you just heard that from the spotter. Van Gisbergen out of turn 12, coming up to see the white flag. One more time around this street course in Chicago.
Here they come into turn number 1. Does Justin Haley or Chase Elliott, number 1, have enough fuel in the tank? And do they have enough to get to the back bumper of that 91 car? Here he is, right-hander, turn 2 for the final time.
You see the gap right there, pulling away down the back straightaway cleanly through turn 3. Full throttle into the braking zone, over the hump. A lockup by the 31 back there. Gisbergen through 4, through 5. Smoothly onto the throttle. Good corner exit. Headed back to you.
He will swing wide out of 5. He'll set up and go right to the middle of the racetrack and go driver's right now. Hard braking, downshifting. He's going to drive it in way deep. And he'll pull away from Haley even more. He'll leave turn 6 downhill to Michigan Avenue for the final time this evening in Chicago.
Trackhouse racing drivers have been part of huge and great memories from Chastain and Martinsville to this. It's not over yet, but it's really close.
The 75th anniversary of NASCAR, and it has been 60 years since a driver has won in their series debut. Well, through turn 11, Shane Van Gisbergen has been perfect. He has navigated the streets of Chicago to perfection. The final time, onto the front stretch. He comes to the checkered flag. He's won the very first street race in NASCAR.
That's cool.
Back-to-back wins for Trackhouse Racing. A victory lap now for the 91. And the fans showing their appreciation all the way around this course. A three-time champion of the supercars. The checkered flag moment brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. The 34-year-old from New Zealand. We mentioned earlier, if he could add his name to the list, well, he has done it. 60 years since Johnny Rutherford did it at Daytona back in 1963. He wins in his first career Cup Series start. Only 7 drivers in the history, in the 75-year history of the sport, have been able to do it. And we saw it here, and it just shows the talent of his discipline that he is able to wheel a car around a street course.
And he just did it with absolute precision and raw speed. As you see Daniel Suarez coming up to congratulate his fellow Trackhouse driver.
How will he celebrate? That's the question.
You know,
we see burnouts, we see, so many different things. Last week it was throwing a watermelon onto the racetrack.
I'm confident to say we're not going to see a watermelon.
We're not going to see a watermelon.
That I'm willing to rule out, but so impressive, and it just shows you where NASCAR is in global motorsports, right? What a great... Here's your answer, Rick.
Columbus Drive has never seen such an impressive show of power.
Welcome to America, Shane Van Gisbergen.
Green flag run. The drivers are exhausted. The cars, the brakes. I'd say everybody's pretty spent and used up about everything they got except for that guy out front. Shane Van Gisbergen out to a 15-second lead.
I mean, he's just showing off now, lap after lap, 1 second faster than the field.
I was going to say, it seems like 3 or 4 laps ago it was 9, and now he's built it up over 15 seconds.
And think about, too, it's about 8:30 over in Australia on the West Coast. They started watching this race hours ago. Much like Daniel Suarez, he has lots of people in the country of Australia that are watching him, cheering him to victory at this moment.
You heard Marty say earlier that he was reaching out to Max Verstappen to get some insight about racing in the rain. Well, maybe Max gave him some insight on racing in the dry as well. He knows how to dominate a race, and that's what SVG is doing here currently.
You know, Shane told me last year when he would go to a track for the first time when he was running in the Xfinity Series, he would always have a weekly call with Marcus Ambrose and get the lowdown on what are you thinking going to these venues. I have so much respect for a driver that performs at such a high level, that is willing to put his ego beside and say, even though I have plenty of knowledge, I want to gain a little more, and he is that guy. A very humble approach for Shane Van Gisbergen, 2 laps away from career win number 2.
I think he saw such a great opportunity for himself to win here and didn't want to leave any stone unturned. And who, you know, if you get a chance to talk to Max, who wouldn't take that opportunity? He said he didn't like the rain. We knew we might have rain today. He was seeking out more information to be able to be prepared for something like that, and it's paying off.
How about the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek? I know McDowell just got by him right there, but this 42 car, Legacy Motor Club, him and Eric Jones, I mean, I'm starting to see consistent improvement. Different track styles, different, you know, sometimes it's overall speed, sometimes it's execution. They've had their challenges, maybe with a few accidents over the year, but here he is once again running inside the top 6 with just a couple laps to go.
Custer's up there looking for his first top 10. Spire doing some good things as well in the form of Michael McDowell. Here he is through 14 and 15. He'll see the white flag this time. 1 lap to go for Shane Van Gisbergen, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
White flag right here, 1 more. No risk, take it.
Got to be a great feeling. This is why you put a guy like this behind the wheel full-time at the Cup level, because you know he can deliver on the road, put himself in playoff position.
This will be the easiest, most ginger lap he'll run around this racetrack. Not put the car in really any kind of a situation that's going to be difficult. Have a little bit of traffic in front, but he doesn't really need to push for that.
First points-paying race for the Cup Series outside the U.S. since 1958. And an international driver in position to go get the checkered flag. SVG, 36 years old, from Auckland, New Zealand.
Had the lead late at Watkins Glen and was taken back by Chris Buescher. And I wondered if they had all caught up. Dale, you've mentioned it a few times, to come to a brand new racetrack, and I think the 88 and SVG right here is kind of putting his exclamation point on. You might have caught up at certain tracks, but a track like this, he's still, without a doubt, head and shoulders above the field on just pace.
Here he is into the stadium, portion of the course for the final time. Take it slow and easy with the lap traffic. Off of turn 15. NASCAR making history. Racing in Mexico City. And the first name on the trophy is Shane Van Gisbergen.
Hell yeah, buddy. You are such a badass. Yes! Nice job, guys. That's amazing. Thank you. Awesome. Great job, team. Way to fight through that weekend.
Career win number 2. 5th driver to earn his first 2 Cup wins in inaugural races, 2023 in Chicago, and getting it done here today in the inaugural trip for the Cup Series to Mexico City. I should say he's the 5th driver to accomplish that feat at new tracks. The weekend 33rd in points, 130 below the cut line. He's now got a spot in the playoffs, the 10th driver to win this year.
folks from Australia watching him run this race and win, as we see him get out, get on top of the car, and he made his name in V8 supercar racing in that country, but from New Zealand.
54 in turn 4. The only chance he has is he needs to have a lap and a half to try to run the 88 down. I just don't know if he can do it.
And if you're Shane Van Gisbergen with the advantage he has, just get back to the white flag. You don't want another restart here in overtime and everything that could come with that. Talk about the ability to sweep a weekend and do it from the pole. Shane Van Gisbergen has just been so good at this racetrack. Both days, yesterday and today, they've had some things that didn't necessarily go their way. Strategy maybe put them a little bit behind because of how everyone else played it, but he always finds a way. Tremendous balance of patience and aggression.
I just don't think, you know, to your point, Steve, he needed to pass this 54 sooner. Now he's going to probably have to follow the 54 all the way around through this series of corners to turn maybe 11 or 12.
Tight with the 54 here, tight with the 54.
Can't really present an opportunity to pass through these corners.
That's right. He needed this to be clear track to try to make some ground on the 88.
For sure.
So now the question is who's going to finish second. I still think the 45 is the car with the better tires. I think.
Oh, man, he won in the wall.
Cody Ware's off the track.
This will be big. Does the leader take the white flag or will the caution come out? That's the decision.
He's going to try to hustle back to the white flag, because once he takes the white flag, the next flag will end the race. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. We are still green.
So if a caution comes out now, the race will be over. It'll be official. Who runs second, Reddick or Gibbs, and can SVG get it back around?
It's turn 6 where the 51 is stuck. I'd be
and
surprised.
there's the caution.
I was going to say, I was surprised that they would not throw the yellow. They can't allow the field to race through turn 6 with a car in the tire barrier, so that's the call NASCAR has to make.
He's able to hustle it back to the white flag, making this race official. And now a Sunday drive through the streets of Chicago for Shane Van Gisbergen as he comes back to claim the checkered flag.
Man, that last 15 laps had everything. I know we heard Bowman and Bubba in pre-race. I thought they were kind of just playing it up. I think they were being honest at this point. They had run each other over all day.
Tiptoe through turn 6 where the incident happened. Over the railroad tracks down to Michigan Avenue. The right-hander at turn 7.
Look at this top 10. Kyle Busch able to battle back to a 5th place. Austin Hill going to get a top 10 on a street course in Chicago.
And look at the names that are up there. Could be a preview of what we'll see next week in Sonoma when we're racing on the road again. Turn 11, down the hill to turn 12, and the right-hander to come back to victory. Maybe just go ahead and give him a key to the city, because Shane Van Gisbergen does own the streets of Chicago. He delivers once again.
Hell yeah, buddy. Weekend sweep. You are a bat of 88 team.
36 years old from Auckland, New Zealand. Second victory of the year. And some more playoff points as he starts thinking about what will happen later this year in the postseason. Gibbs, Reddick, Hamlin, Kyle Busch complete the top 5. Allmendinger had a good day with 6th. Ryan Preece delivers again. Those 36 points, ends up 7th. He's only 3 points below the cut line as we head to Sonoma. 8s are wild. Driver 88 does it. Shane Van Gisbergen in Chicago. Will this be the final restart? SVG getting a shot from behind by Christopher Bell. Here we go one more time.
Contact between the 19 and the 88 up the hill. More contact right there.
SVG runs him wide a little bit. Dirt for Briscoe. Down to turn 3. Shane Van Gisbergen has the lead.
Hocevar side by side with C. Bell for 3rd.
Teammates racing back there. Chase Elliott, William Byron. 9 is on the move as they go wide back in turn 4.
Larson is around back there. Clips Blaney at the back of the field.
There was some debris. No caution yet.
They're both away. We'll see if it stays green. Leaders are going to pop in the side over the hill. 88 leads the 19, the 20. Chase Elliott, fresher tires up to 4th. Does he have enough time? Does he have enough car?
Here's the 5 getting taken out right there. The 42, John Hunter Nemechek, gets into it pretty hard. Blaney will be angry that he didn't hold the brakes there. Rolling back into race traffic.
3 laps to go this time by, and Chase Elliott is on the move.
All the way up to 4th place right there behind Seabell. Then you have Byron. Also, you have McDowell in 6th on tires. Look at Hocevar trying all he can to hang on right here. Josh Berry just takes him out. Runs right in the left rear quarter panel, the right rear quarter panel to 77. He's around.
Should drive away, and I would anticipate no caution here. Elliott trying to get another one inside of Bell, turn 4.
This run's green. I think the 9 has a chance. He needs to be on the 19 probably the next time at this end of the racetrack, unless he can run him down through the S's.
Let's see what happened right here. And Josh just gets in there really hard and into the back bumper. No way around that one, Josh. Hocevar won't be happy. Back to the lead, the 9th car. Chase Elliott trying to run down this 19 for 2nd. McDowell back there in 5th, trying to close in on Christopher Bell.
Going to be 2 laps to go when they come off of turn 11 and drive back to the start-finish line this time. Advantage right around 2 seconds. I say 2 seconds, I'm talking about Van Gisbergen back to Chase Elliott on those fresher tires. Briscoe in between.
Oh, the 9's off in the gravel. The 20's got to come back by him right here.
That is huge for Shane Van Gisbergen.
It absolutely is. I think he has enough car to stay out front. The only question was the tires, but now that he's lost the spot, McDowell behind him is coming as well.
And things have been physical late. Now if you're SVG, you say, just get me back to the white flag. I don't need overtime.
Chase will get the spot back, coming out of turn 7, accelerates toward the S's. McDowell now at the back of this 20 car. Christopher Bell at 71, going to try to take that spot away.
Look at the in season on the bottom left. Ty Dillon and Bowman basically side by side. Nemechek and Jones as well. You see the graphic.
Gibbs now comfortable in front of Zane Smith. Turn 11. McDowell driving by Bell. White flag going to go in the air this time by. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Side by side back here, Byron. Ty Gibbs in that 54. Ty Gibbs going to take the spot away.
Man, a lot of hard racing for position inside the top 10, inside the top 5.
Reddick buries it down in the braking zone. Seabell's going to battle hard on the outside here. Oh man, that was close. He's clear. That draws in the 54 of Ty Gibbs.
Down through the S's. I don't know what the phrasing is in New Zealand for woodshed, but that's where SVG has taken them today. It's a road course runaway. Shane Van Gisbergen dominates and wins Sonoma.
You are unbelievable, man. Awesome job, boys. Awesome job. What a run we're on. Thank you.
The guys that came for tires, Chase Elliott, Michael McDowell, 3rd and 4th. Another top 5 on the road for Christopher Bell. Reddick has been 6th or better in the last 3 races.
Kyle Busch drives his car up into the top 10.
2 straight weeks he's come from behind to finish in the top 10. He was top 5 last week at Chicago.
And Priest, with all that damage to the right front of his car, is going to end up a solid 12th place. Very fortunate to be able to get that result. There's Priest in the 60.
An in-season challenge, what does it mean? Final lap, Ty Dillon, Alex Bowman.
You see the beige car into the back bumper of the 48, moves him up to the middle. 48 tries to race off, and the 10 just runs him high and clears him.
Shane Van Gisbergen hits him right between the eyes, leads 97 laps, starts on the pole, wins the stage, and claims victory for the 2nd consecutive week. Fastest driver to reach 4 Cup wins since Parnelli Jones, Riverside, 1967. It's remarkable what this guy is doing. 3 straight on the road. Watkins Glen to come next month, where he was so close a season ago.
This race has flown by, only 3 cautions, 2 of which were for stage finishes. That 1 debris caution after we saw a little bit of contact with the 21.
They'll try to apply some pressure to Buescher. See how he can do up the S's, where Buescher's always been so fast. And it helps Buescher so much because if you're not to his rear bumper getting to the inner loop, you can't make a pass there.
Right.
And again, even though Bell is faster on lap time, Buescher is able to beat him up through the S's. Look right here, Bell on corner entry, makes gain, makes even more gain through the inner loop on exit.
Wow, look at this. Right where Buescher made his move on Van Gisbergen a year ago.
Bell, he had his hands full. So here's another passing zone. Buescher was able to leave that corner with a lot of speed, so that takes away an opportunity for Bell. Gains on entry. Kind of breaks even on corner exit. Again, corner entry speed is better. Exit speed about the same, but not quite close enough to make a move.
That drive that Christopher Bell put in at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas earlier this year was smooth, was slick. Just the way that he's finishing here. He's 4 laps fresher tires than Buescher. That makes a difference. Buescher's hanging tough.
You saw what Bell did right there, getting into turn 1. He just wasn't trying to make a pass. He was just trying to get in Buescher's head, make him look in the mirror,
right,
make him think about, oh, I'm going to have to make a block here to keep him from passing me, hoping he'll make a mistake.
If he doesn't have a big correction at the start of the carousel, he's going to be way closer. I don't know if he got in the aero wash, but he right here, he comes out of this bus stop very efficient and low. See if he can get this timed a little bit better. Much cleaner time that time through for Buescher. Top of your screen is SVG, clear track ahead. And he wants to see this white flag dip. The last thing he wants to see is a yellow before.
Well, it's a dramatically different final lap. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. And instead of seeing a mirror full of other cars, and especially Chris Buescher, he sees a 10-second gap back to Chris Buescher. Very different a year on.
SVG at this point now can just stay in his rhythm. He was very vocal in Mexico when they tried to slow him down. He said, man, if I slow down, I start missing my marks. Let me just do what I do, be who I am. And I would encourage it. The team has leaned into it, and he deserves all the praise he's getting because now he's come to a track where I feel the NASCAR Cup Series drivers have the biggest advantage. They have laps. It is not as technical. It is more high speed. It has everything that I thought would help the 88, but here he is, the 88 leading, the 20 making a move, Jeff.
It's still a good battle for second, side by side, into the inner loop.
Nice.
Bell by him. SVG obviously dominant on road courses, but keep your eye on him because he is improving on the ovals. He is becoming a factor on the ovals, not winning speed yet, but competitive speed.
The day started with Marcus Ambrose, a Glen winner, voicing our show open. Marcus Ambrose encouraged Shane Van Gisbergen to do what he's doing now. SVG does it again, but a year on, he gets redemption and wins at Watkins Glen. Terrific effort from Christopher Bell and the 20 team at Joe Gibbs Racing as Bell gets Busher on the final lap. Chris will finish third.
Hell yeah, boys. Hell yeah.
So if it's 0, that is a Logano advancement. You have a lap and a half for the one car to try to hold off Hamlin. The 88 has already taken the white flag. He's so far ahead. So a caution would end it. We are on the white flag lap. A caution would end the race.
Here's the 11 car. The 11 car is to the 1. He is going to get to him. There's the 34.
Here comes Gilliland.
Getting the 11.
Just 2 points in it.
The 1's going to have to defend for all he's worth. I'm sure he understands the task at hand. He's now on his final lap. The 88 on the top of the screen.
No rear grip on the 1 car at all, leaving that corner.
He was stuck exiting turn 7. So now that brings it to a point above and a point below. For Ross Chastain to the good, Joey Logano a point down.
Well, remember, Chastain still has a
Hit by 1.
Oh, smoke out of the 88.
By 1.
Van Gisbergen, top box. There was smoke from the 88. It was going sideways a little. He's headed down to the backstretch chicane on the final lap. Can he nurse it home? He's got 18 seconds to just crawl around with Kyle Larson in pursuit.
And Chastain now is taking 1 to go.
I don't know how Chastain can hold these guys behind him. I don't think there's any way.
Unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you so much.
In a very humble approach, Shane Van Gisbergen answered all the questions and said, I'm not necessarily going to be granted a win in this race, but he's got the win. SVG wins the Roval.
Oh, yeah, boys.
The race is on to make it to the 8, to the round of 8. The chasers are coming to take points away from Ross Chastain. Can Chastain defend like he has never defended before?
Right on you.
The 1 and the 11 heading into turn 7. The 88 had such a big lead. These guys have to finish. A big slide out of Chastain. There's the position. Can he somehow get back by the 11? That eliminates the 1.
Here comes the 48 with a lot of momentum.
Remember, if it's in a tied situation, Joey Logano gets it on the tiebreaker. And that has put Ross Chastain in a 0-0 tie with Joey Logano. That means the 22 would go through. AJ Allmendinger has just come across the finish line in reverse. A crazy finish for the 16. And in a wild swing on the last lap, things are going in Joey Logano's favor. Incredible. Whoa! Oh, and around goes Ross Chastain. And Denny Hamlin and Chastain wants to come across the line in reverse, just like AJ did. And he has. My goodness. We promised you it was going to be a wild finish. Did you ever think you would see that? Logano makes it to the tune of 4 points. And Ross Chastain literally gave it everything.
All right, so here's Chastain. Has to have this spot. I mean, he is in this corner deep. Contact with the 1, but there's no way he could maintain control. Throws it in reverse, trying to get to the line, but all those cars got by him.
2 cars came across the line in reverse. AJ Allmendinger.
No, Ross and Joey. Joey gets the tiebreaker.
And Ross Chastain.
Oh, they just crashed off of 17. Just wrecked City to try to make it, and
oh boy.
Chastain is not going to sleep tonight. 2 problems on pit road. And without that, he probably is going to be in the next round of the playoff.
That's absolutely right. We could talk about the decisions to pit and all of the things, but it ended up being an execution issue for the 1. and absolutely no execution issue for this 88.
Want to see where you can put tires on and make a difference.
And that is reinforced by Michael McDowell's day, because McDowell's laps are only a couple of tenths off Van Gisbergen's at this point. He stopped within a lap of Van Gisbergen, and the two of them, I mean, they're about a second ahead of the field per lap, with the exception of, say, Allmendinger and right now Blaney.
The other guys with fresh tires.
Yeah.
Allmendinger and Blaney.
Connor Zilic just set the fastest lap of the race, but he's mired back in 25th after he came in for tires just 5 laps ago.
And we knew that the Zilic car would have a lot of speed, so he's done a nice job today, and he still obviously has the speed. Now it just comes down to putting everything together to have them in contention.
2 laps to go. And Shane Van Gisbergen is going to have the whole rest of the NASCAR Cup Series scratching their head, analyzing data, and again trying to figure out how, why, what are we missing, and where do we find it?
Well, they know where it's at. And he's been here for, a couple years, and they've analyzed it and analyzed it and analyzed it. And at this point, they're not going to find it. They're not going to find it unless they take their driver out and put him in.
I agree. Nothing you can do about it.
Great day for Chevrolet. Right now they have half of the top 10, 1st, 2nd, 5th, 6th, and 8th, with the Toyotas 3rd, 4th, and 7th, and Cindric's Ford in 9th.
Corner clear.
White flag. Mercy flag for the rest of this field. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank, as Shane Van Gisbergen and his team have put on a clinic in how to attack a road race course.
Kevin in the pre-race, Chris Myers asked us if he could make the playoffs. And you look over here, and the job that he's done today, guess what position he's in? 16th. He's in the playoffs.
And that's really what they needed to do today. We felt like this was a do-or-die day for Trackhouse Racing in either the 97 or the 88. You see the experience of, his crew chief, Steve Duran, and Shane Van Gisbergen, and they're going to capitalize on what they should have today.
And we still have 2 more road courses before the regular season ends.
Well, he came in here 19th in points, 27 points below the cut line. And it looks like he will leave here in 16th, 6 points above the 17th place car.
Down by almost 30 seconds. He's going to win by easy. Unbelievable.
Checkered flag. Shane Van Gisbergen is the master of NASCAR road racing. Off at turn 1 on his final lap. He and Hocevar got together. 7th career win, and he's the 7th driver to win this season. 2 wins here at Watkins Glen in 3 starts.
Backwards, go around before you come back to the start finish line, please.
Seven Cup wins, the most by a driver not born in the United States in NASCAR Cup racing.
Well, he's turned Cup racing upside down on these road courses, and just you can see all the data and everything that he does, but you can't duplicate it. And he's just one of the world's best road racers, and that's the end of the story.
Well, let's take a look at today's big move, sponsored by Pods. We followed him all the way back to the top after putting on fresh tires at lap 76. The Pod's big move is Shane Van Gisbergen going past Ty Gibbs to take the lead for the final time today. He led 4 times for 75 laps. Ty Gibbs led 17, Michael McDowell 5, and Ross Chastain 3.
Well, Shane's got a great celebration. We get to see him kick that football into the stands today.
Well, he kicked their butts.
He did kick their butts.
Get a football to the stands, but he darn sure kicked their butts on this racetrack.
I know we showed the odds at the beginning of the day, and he came in this race as what, minus $1 million, or something like it. Might as well have been.
Yeah, it'll be worse next time.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, it was so bad that they gave you the rest of the field. Clint took the whole field. I took him. How'd that work out for you?
I was gonna
Michael McDowell, a strong second place finish, 7 seconds back. Ty Gibbs held on for third. Chase Briscoe fourth and Tyler Reddick fifth, so 3, 4, 5 for Toyota. Then the RCR cars, Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch, bracketed A.J. Allmendinger, who ended up seventh. And Kyle Busch may have run out of gas. He gets a push on his cool-off lap back to the pits. Austin Cindric and John Hunter Nemechek round out the top 10.
Good burnout, too.
Gonna need some tires, boys.
What a clinic.
Folks, you've just seen one of the greatest performances in the history of road racing in NASCAR.
Again.
He's captured the hearts of these American fans. The New Zealander, birthday boy this weekend. Light the candles. What a nice present this checkered flag will be for Shane Van Gisbergen. I see Jamie Little down in the midst of that celebration. Jamie?
He gets his helmet off. All the high fives. What a day for this entire team. There's his pit crew, talked about the job that they did today. They executed when they needed to. Shane Van Gisbergen. There's the rugby ball, getting it ready, Shane. He's gonna sign that and kick it to the fans. Here it goes. And the kids got it in the front. Shane, you had to come in and pit. You blended in about 26th with 24 laps to go. You absolutely put on a clinic. How did you do it, especially this time in a number that means so much to you, your first time winning here in the 97?
Yeah, you're right. Unbelievable to win with 97. Yeah, Superfoal Chevy was great. Thank you to Trackhouse. We weren't very good in practice, and then qualifying was amazing. Good tweaks, and then today, so what a race car. And then Stephen made great calls. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, and then to run them down like that, very, very special to do 2 in a row.